Folks in the seats are having fun, and black and gold having some fun too. The players for the Pirates here today are going to be going for a series victory against the Mariners, who have J.P. Crawford atop the order again, DHing today. Cal Raleigh, and then it's Rodriguez in center. Naylor cleaning up. Randy Arozarena back in left field. It's Luke Raley in right. Cole Young with that go-ahead home run in Game 1 of the series. Garver will get the start behind the plate, and then Colt Emerson, the 20-year-old shortstop.
Yeah, these Pirates pitchers have done a nice job through the first two games. And now we're going to have Bubba Chandler out on the mound. His 16th start, 2-7, 69 strikeouts in 74 innings. But more than that, Bubba, he's had a nice little run here these last 3 games, only giving up 2 earned runs. And it's been 5 straight games now that he's only given up less than 2 walks or less. So I believe there's an emphasis on getting ahead, throwing strikes early in counts, and trying to put batters away when he can. And
let that defense work behind him. The Levin Furniture and Mattress defense. It's Reynolds in left, Mangum in center. Ace Marilyn Valdez gets the start in right. Gonzalez and Triolo on the left side. Callahan at second. O'Hearn at first, and Henry Davis doing the catching. Horwitz to the injured list after injuring his hamstring last night. A strain, trying to beat out the back end, a double play ball. So a little bit different defensively. And Jack Brannigan, who was the shortstop at Altoona, called up today. Not in the starting lineup. Wide-eyed, trying to take it all in. And I like what you pointed out, Neil, about the walks down for Chandler. Boy, if he can follow anybody, it's Braxton Ashcraft and his performance last night just by him throwing those strikes.
Yeah, very similar arsenal. Oh, it's early in the early going. That was the topic of conversation day in and day, or start by start for Bubba Chandler, was can he stay in the zone? And we knew if you can't do that consistently at this major league level, you're going to have trouble. And since he's been doing that, as I said, the last 5 games, those 2 walks or less, he's been very much more under control, getting weak contact earlier in counts. Strikeouts haven't gone through the roof, but that's the maturity and development that you want to see from a guy like Chandler. Is understanding you don't always have to chase strikeouts. Those will come over time. Fill up that strike zone.
As so often youth pitchers, right? That's an emphasis. And remember, he was a shortstop too, and a quarterback, and a lot of other things. So really refining him as a pitcher now.
Right.
Come back to make it 2-2 on Crawford. .99, but above the zone. Mariners come in the bottom third offensively in baseball. Strike 3 call. High slider from Chandler. And we'll take a look at our Penn West University stat of the day. And so last night, the highest strike percentage in a game by the Pirates going back all the way since at least 2000. It was last night, and Majinski followed Ashcraft. And then Ashcraft in that 11 strikeout no walk performance was number 2.
Well, your defense is going to love you on nights like last night when those 2 guys are locked in, finding the strike zone, putting guys away, and when you win by 10 runs.
Yeah, that helps. Yeah, think about that. The last 27 years. And right past O'Hearn, playing at first base, more of his native position. A hot shot by Cal Raleigh. He always hits the ball hard.
I was hoping this ball was going to end up not being a double. Obviously, Valdez hasn't spent a ton of time down that right field line. He'll learn as time goes along. When this ball kicks off or is going close to that little jut out wall down the right field line, it's not going to cream, you know, more so down the right field line. It's going to kick more out to you. And as you see him going straight toward that line, he's got to come a little more in right there, and he'd have a chance to potentially keep a slower footed runner like Cal Raleigh at first base. So Raleigh with a double.
Valdez getting just a handful of games in the major leagues. And O'Hearn's been playing the outfield more than he ever has in any previous season. So back to his usual spot in previous years, first base, but a hard hit ball by Raleigh.
He's been doing a good job out there. Made 2 terrific plays in game 1 of this series, if you can remember, both off of Julio Rodriguez. That one in that right center field gap and one up against the Clemente wall in right field.
Chandler working ahead on Rodriguez here.
When these Mariners hitters, just like yesterday, super aggressive early in the count against Ashcraft, and had 3 straight singles to score a run. And then Ashcraft said, okay, well, you're going to see a lot more sliders and breaking balls early in the count.
He sees a changeup right there. Second strikeout for Chandler.
Well, Bubba gets ahead. You don't see him throw a ton of right-on-right changeups, and I think that's probably what fooled Rodriguez a little bit. As ball came out of his hand, he probably thought it was going to be a 4-seam that stayed on the inner half. It just dives underneath his bat.
How effective when he uses it like that. Naylor out to the big field. Chandler works around the double, puts up his Horwitz on the IL. He'll provide that spark for the Pirates in their lineup here this afternoon. Lau will DH, and then it's Reynolds with Nick Gonzalez hitting fourth. Ryan O'Hearn hit 3 doubles at 4 hits last night. Ace Marilyn Valdez had a couple of hits in relief, so to speak. Callahan, Triolo, and Davis. And a round out the Pirates 9 here in the series finale.
Bryce Miller, take a look at these numbers. Really impressive. 5 walks in 40 innings. This guy's starting to put the league on notice. A lot of people not very familiar with him because he's hidden in such a great rotation that the Mariners have. But he has been terrific this year. Mainly fastball, split, slider. But especially against the lefties, they have had a very difficult time squaring him up.
I only see the American League teams, except for Detroit, once a year, one series. Some power there from Mangum.
Oh.
And Rodriguez so good in center field, able to track that down.
Wow, I didn't think he had any chance of tracking this ball down. I was watching Mangum as he got out of the box. Look how far Rodriguez goes to get this ball, Joe. It's incredible. That's a triple every day of the week for most guys. Most center fielders don't get to this ball.
We don't get to see the likes of Julio Rodriguez, one of the game's great players, very often, but Mangum wishes he wasn't in the lineup today. Well, maybe he'll have to return the favor later on. Gold Glove finalists last year in the American League. So now Lau, a rare DH opportunity for him. He says, you can't catch this one. Number 19 for Brandon Lau. 1-0 Pirates in the first.
Number 19 and a bomb in itself. Brandon Lau creeping toward 20 home runs, just a game over halfway point. That's 2 straight balls hit to start this game on the barrel against Bryce Miller. Let's hope it continues.
Well, a guy that's so tough to score off of this, we were just talking about. Lau didn't get the memo. Picking up right where they left off last night.
I can't remember. There wasn't a single home run in last night's game, was there, Joe?
No.
That's right.
They scored 11 runs. And none left the park. That home run brought to you by UPMC. So Lau, even though as a DH we are counting primary second baseman, we didn't know if Maz DH'd at all. So No, of course they didn't have the DH back then. But you get the picture. Here it is. You know, he's got 19. Maz had 19 as a second baseman, and now closing in on you.
In game 81.
Yeah, halfway through the season. And the Pirates have hit more home runs, or on pace to hit more home runs than they ever have in any season. Lau, the team leader.
Yeah, he doesn't miss much in that inner quadrant. We've seen that. Middle up, middle in, middle down. That is Brandon Lau's go zone. And he has very much taken advantage of that right field Clemente wall here at PNC Park.
So now it is more home runs allowed by Miller than walks. The Pirates grabbed the lead early. Good curveball from Miller for the second out. And Seattle defensively, we know about J-Rod in center field, Rosarena in left, and Rayleigh in right, coming off of injuries. It's Crawford, made a couple of errors in the series. Emerson, 20 years old. Cole Young among the defensive run save leaders at second base. Josh Naylor at first. Mitch Garver getting his first action of the series. Longtime veteran catcher, former Twin. Garv. Raleigh still in there DHing, of course. Had that double in the top of the first. You got a catcher that hits like that, you don't take him out of the lineup. Dan Wilson knows that. He was a catcher. Nick Gonzalez punched his time card yesterday, had a couple hits. 29 multi-hit games now this year for Nick Gonzalez. Just to give you an idea, the most by a Pirate before the break this century is Giles with 36.
Wow.
So he's getting close to that with what, 2-3 weeks to go. There's some good company. Sweeper. So a violent shot off the bat of Brandon Lau, and he gives the Pirates an early lead here in Pittsburgh. It's on the UPMC scoreboard. Pirates baseball presented by UPMC, the official healthcare provider of sports coverage on SNP. Might have crossed up Henry Davis there. Something lost in transmission.
There's the good slider.
Thrown a few at the top of the zone today. Randy Rosarena. Routine ground ball out to start Bubba Chandler's second inning. Well, tell me what you got for your keys to the game, Neil. They're presented by the Western PA Buick dealers. How about Lau hit a home run?
We're,
right?
we're packing the hole first for Bubba, filling up that strike zone. We talked about the walks being down the last 5 times out, and volley the cannons. Keep that going from last night, and as you see, that man right there got it started. Hopefully we see about 5 or 6 or 7 more runs. Have a nice easy 2 out of 3 game victory against these Mariners.
I like it. I thought you were going to ask him to change it. Lau hit a home run or something.
Yeah.
No, just wait till something happens and put it in there.
Could have been even better.
The last time that somebody was so sure of themselves on playing the Seattle Mariners, they ended up making a bobble chair out of them. So with the keys. There he is. Well, he's leaning again.
He's okay.
Doesn't he learn his lesson? Come on, Bob. I think there's something supporting the chair behind him, though. Hired somebody. Boy, is it nice to have that notch out there.
Sure is.
Reynolds played a nice left field this year.
Oh, and that ball just kept carrying. As I'm looking up at the flags, we got a little bit of wind blowing to that left center field notch. This one hit on the barrel a good way by Luke Raley. Reynolds able to track it down.
He's not going to have the wheels of Starling Marte out there, you know. But he knows that left field as well as anybody that's ever played out there. And right to the spot.
Very Jason Bay-esque as you see those flags. Typically blowing a little bit more towards right center field, but today, day game, blowing a little bit out there to left center.
Chandler getting some swing and miss on Cole Young out of North Allegheny. Another NA product in the major leagues. Was enjoying talking with Corey Sullivan as the Pirates were just in Colorado. Another NA grad, played in the major leagues. He said NA taught him about winning and being a good teammate. That was important too. And you, of course, had the opportunity to work with Cole Young as he was coming up.
Yep, and still do. He's a great young man, hard worker, has a great head on his shoulders, and boy, is he going to be a good hitter. And playing one of the best defensive second base of any second baseman across all of baseball this season as well.
Out to center. Mangum has it on a 1-2-3 inning for Bubba Chandler.
Time in his career he's done that, but he's admitted that ahead of last night he was having some frustrations at the plate, saying that was kind of weird for him. He's always been a consistent guy, so definitely not the norm. And of course he told us last night he changed his cleats before the hits started falling, so that was part of his success. But he also mentioned that hitting coach Matt Haig in the biomechanics department actually came to him and said his hands were about 4 inches further from his body than they typically were. So he said he moved them back in and said it's hilarious to think that that can all happen and he didn't even notice at all, and hopefully that helps him stay hot a little bit here moving forward. But Neil, I know when guys are struggling a bit at the plate, scuffling if you will, those things can change, but kind of crazy to think it's a matter of inches sometimes. You don't even know it. Yeah, no doubt. And you know, there's a couple things with that. If your hands get a little further away from your body, sometimes it doesn't clear as much space to get the barrel working quite as well, and you get jammed from time to time. And number two, sometimes during the course of a long season, you don't recognize some of these things quite as quickly, and you need that sounding board, your hitting coach or the analytics department or whoever might be there to help you to say, hey, we noticed that your hands are back a little more, your hands are out a little more, they've always kind of been in here, did you notice that? And you're like, no, actually I didn't. And sometimes that's all it takes to get you back into a more comfortable spot and let that barrel get more free and work.
Years ago when Adam Frazier was here the first time around, his dad took a picture of him from the seats, and he noticed that his hands had either been higher or lower by a significant amount, and that jogged his memory. Wait a minute, I gotta fix where my hands are. Well, so you never know how that's going to come
right
about.
And it's the common thing that you fight as a major league hitter is when things aren't going well for you. A lot of times it's just timing and not being on time to the fastball and then adjusting to the off speed. But every once in a while, things like that mechanically will pop up. It's not as rare, but they do pop up, and sometimes you just don't notice it.
High fly ball down the line. And for O'Hearn, his bat has not missed meeting the baseball in a long time. He has 4 straight hits.
When you got an 809 OPS, 11 homers and 44 RBIs this time of year, I feel pretty good about that.
And as Hannah told us last night, that maybe it's the shoes. Mars Blackman would be envious.
That probably has a lot more to do, let's be honest. New batting gloves, new shoes.
He's a superstitious guy, it seems like. Why not?
They all are. We all are in our own way. Anybody who's played baseball.
Miller walks so few batters. Stop me if you've heard this before from a Mariners starting pitcher in this series. But
yeah, what do you think the qualifications are to be a Mariners starting pitcher, Joe?
Throw strikes. and a lot of them. I mean, after Lau homer, Miller has allowed 6 homers and he's walked 5 for the season. Bryce's dad, Ray, the former pitching coach of the Pirates. That's not true. No relation. You think about, was it work fast?
Throw strikes.
Throw strikes. There's one other one.
Probably get ground balls.
One other caveat from Ray.
11th pitch of this at bat. Terrific. As a hitter, even if you don't end up getting a hit right here, this is a victory in itself. Look at all the pitches he's seen and types of pitches he's seen.
Should sneak in the seats. I mean, you're basically stealing an inning from Miller's day.
Yep.
Just in one plate appearance. He did 14 pitches through a whole first inning. That'll be strike 3 call. Three straight strikeouts now for Miller.
Yeah, this is a painted fastball. I mean, look at this. As a hitter, you can't believe that that stays on the plate.
No, good pitch. Ray Miller would have liked that too. Down the way fastball. What are you going to do? I was impressed with Valdez last night. Came on in the 4th inning after Horwitz left the game with injury. Immediately got an RBI single and then later doubled in the game. 22-year-old with a lot of promise. Was a South Atlantic League MVP last year. Only played half the year in that league. So he's an A-ball to begin last year, moved up to Altoona, and then this year was at Indianapolis. Guys move faster than ever with the consolidated minor leagues. Valdez strikes out. So 4 straight strikeouts for Miller following the Lau home run.
Yeah, that's where he makes his hay up there at the top of the zone. Bryce Miller does. The fastball, one of the better fastballs as far as movement and velocity combination of any guy in all of baseball. And I got to be honest, it's the first time I've live seen him throw. So it's a pretty impressive arsenal that he has.
Callahan out in front. Yeah, I haven't seen Miller before. First time facing the Pirates. The Mariners well stocked. We knew they could pitch. They came in 5th, now 6th in runs allowed per game, fewest after the Pirates barrage yesterday. When they had that narrow lead in game 1 of the series, not just the starting pitcher, but the bullpen outstanding. Donnie Kelly talking about, why did they get 9 hits with runners in scoring position? Why did they get 11 runs without a home run? A consistent approach, a more singles and doubles, gap-to-gap approach rather than maybe taking those bigger swings. Tough when you got a pitch like that. 5 straight strikeouts now for Bryce Miller. 1-0 lead. Brandon Lau with a first inning home run. Mitch Garver will lead it off. The Mariners catcher today with Raleigh in as the DH. Garver at 189 with 3 home runs. Chandler pretty economical with the pitch count. 12 in the first, 13 in the second. We saw that in his last start, Neil, with what, 74 pitches in 6 innings. Why do you think that is? Is it just fewer walks?
I think it's just an emphasis on really trying to make sure you're not getting behind in the count quite as much. And with his velocity and with his stuff, he doesn't have to do a whole lot. And there's a 1-0 slider in this at bat, and now another 2-1 slider. That was not necessarily a strikeout slider, but something that's off of the fastball. You're not giving these hitters free hitters count fastballs. And when you're putting a little bit of that doubt in a hitter's mind and you have the stuff of Bubba Chandler, you're going to be successful more times than not.
Diving catch by Callahan. What a grab.
Wow.
Well, Garver has never gotten a hit against the Pirates. He's 0 for 26 now, and you can see why. He's just had some bad luck, I'm sure, mixed in there, too. Great play by Tyler Callahan, playing at second today.
Well, Big Tom Callahan in Sandusky, Ohio at Callahan Auto Parts is going to be real happy with that play right there. You with me? You don't know what I'm talking about.
Oh, that one's for Tom, too. All right, 2 quick outs for Bubba Chandler. Colt Emerson grounds out. And so first time through the order, just Raleigh the only one to reach. Leave him on deck if you can get J.P. Crawford right here. Chandler struck out 2, walked none.
You've seen Tommy Boy, right, Joe?
I have a couple other quotes from that movie. But.
No, his dad does not own, his family does not own an auto parts company in Sandusky, Ohio, for anybody that's confused of what I'm talking about. Tyler Callahan, that is.
The 2 strikes on J.P. Crawford. Got out of the box slowly. Nothing slow about that throw. On SNP. It's getting the lead on the Lau home run in the first. So far, each team with just 1 base runner. Jared Triolo batting for the first time. He's had about a month where he's played shortstop every day but 1. Did get a day off mixed in there with Connor Griffin on the injured list. Griffin getting closer to returning after going on that rehab assignment at Altoona yesterday. The Pirates getting a little closer maybe to full health, even in the midst of Horwitz landing on the injured list. One the other way. There's a base hit for Triolo.
Yeah, good to see Triolo not trying to do too much there in 2-strike situation. Miller, he's been trying to climb the ladder with that fastball and work that sweeper down and away to the righties. Triolo kind of hanging out there, just trying to poke something and put something in play. He's rewarded for a leadoff base hit here in the bottom of the third.
Crawford inching in from third. Show and bunt. Once in a while you see Henry lay one down to sacrifice. That's what Crawford was thinking. Probably one of the bigger misses from Miller today. He's been right around the strike zone all day. Triolo's hit ending that string of 5 straight strikeouts for Miller following the Lau home run. Since he's been healthy, which has only been about a month and a half, he's been one of the best pitchers in baseball, Bryce Miller. Henry Davis has some power. This one's going to get out of here. He goes the opposite way. Henry Davis with a 2-run homer.
Bryce Miller wanted this ball up in the zone for a strikeout. And as you're going to see, he missed down. And Henry Davis made him pay. Didn't try to pull this ball, just try to barrel something up in 2-strike count. It just gets enough of it to get over the right center field wall.
You said it. Down and away fastball, usually that's a pitcher's pitch, but Henry Davis hitting it out to right center. Now a 3-0 Pirates lead. I mean, that reminded me of the one he hit off Ohtani back in Anaheim 3 years ago. Right-handed batters in this ballpark, I mean, that's a go zone for them if you've got power. And he's got it in there, and we saw it on display right there.
Well, and Joe, just to add some context to how good Bryce Miller's been, he had 4 starts in May, or in April, or in May, I'm sorry. He gave up 4 runs. And in the month of June, this is his 4th start, he gave up 3 runs.
You're talking about months, not games.
Not games, months.
Pirates already with 3 today. Yesterday they did it with singles and doubles and a triple. Today a couple of long balls. Lau and Davis. And if Henry had hit one into the rotunda, hey, that's great. The runs count. But the fact that he hit it to right center, I mean, that's the work that he's been trying to employ in the games and has occasionally. But to see it on display and in that fashion with the exclamation point behind it, boy, that is really good for Henry Davis. That's a really good sign.
Yeah, and the approach.
Talking with Matt Haig right there, the hitting coach.
And even though the Pirates have had 5 strikeouts through the first part of this first time through the order, the approach looks really good. Mangum hit a ball to right center field with 2 strikes. Obviously, Lau hit the home run to the pool side. Triolo gets a backside single, and Davis with a backside home run. That's how you beat good pitching, is not trying to do too much.
And Mangum says that ball bounced. You could hear the contact, but said, did it bounce? So Edwin Moscoso says, no, I saw it go into the catcher's glove.
Let's take a look. Hard for us to tell from up here.
And for the plate umpire.
No. I think the dirt kicking up fooled Jake just a little bit.
So Moscoso with a good call. That's not easy for the plate umpire, too,
No.
because he's obscured. But he made the right call, and it is in the umpire's judgment. He can't review something like that. So an interesting outing so far for Miller. Half dozen strikeouts, but Pirates with 2 long balls, including Brandon Lau. $19 home runs, half 100 RBIs here at the halfway point of the season. Let's take a look at his Xfinity batting stats. Reliable Wi-Fi at one price. 19 homers, 50 RBIs. Today is game number 81. So the halfway point of the season at the end of today. The Pirates have not had a winning record on game 81 since 2015, but they can with a win today. Of course, that's the last year that they qualified for the postseason.
Take a look at this ball that Henry hits. You saw where Mitch Garver, the catcher, was set up. He wanted it up and in. See his glove reaches down and away. Beautiful swing by Henry.
A little bit out in front of the splitter. First time Lau retired today. I mean, the down and away fastball, the Atlanta Braves of the 90s, right? That was the staple. This is where you throw that pitch. That's a pitcher's pitch, isn't it?
Sure. Well, now, you know, back in those days, typically there was a lot more sinker slider usage, right? So that has changed a little bit with the, you know, the reoccurring upper velocity the guys are throwing and the four seams that they're throwing. So occasionally that'll happen. You don't have as much room for error. If you miss, if you're trying to go up and you miss down with a four seam, there's a good chance that ball's going to be hit in the air if it's hit on the barrel, right? Now, to your point, back in the day, you know, 10, 15 plus years ago, if you went after that sinker down and away, especially a righty facing a lefty, you better make sure you're staying behind it or it was going to go straight into the ground.
Oh, I see. See if they can get Reynolds going. He's 0 for his last one.
Maybe he needs to change his shoes too.
What a stretch he's been on. 29 straight games he's reached base, and most of them he's gotten a hit, or 2 or 3 or 4. That's a month of hitting. He's now 7th in the league in OPS for the season. And he's on again. The steady metronome that is Brian Reynolds. He's been on base 30 straight games. Not since Jason Kendall 22 years ago has a Pirate said that.
It's just remarkable. Brian Reynolds on probably the best tear of his entire career. Not that we haven't seen similar stretches from him, but steady is an understatement.
15-game hitting streak as well. And keeps the inning going for Nick Gonzalez. Not that Reynolds runs a lot, but with 2 outs, you kind of think about it. No one has stolen off Miller this year.
Yeah, that's one thing we haven't seen a lot of in this series, Joe, from both sides. But the Mariners tend to run a good amount as well as the Pirates do. We haven't seen a ton of stolen base attempts.
One on Gonzalez. Has hit right-handed pitchers better this year than lefties. Out to Raley in right. And the Pirates add 2 on the home run the opposite way from Henry Davis. Toyota Rev, 4th inning. Henry Davis with a 2-run home run to right center, extending the Pirates' lead. Cal Raleigh. So
Stay in.
just out of reach down there. I like that. Raleigh, talking with Davis before the inning started. Raleigh hit 60 home runs last year, and it looked like he was, hey, how'd you hit a ball like that? That was nice. Hit it the opposite way. You know, maybe extending a compliment to Davis.
Game respects game, right?
I mean, I think Henry Davis is going to hit 20 home runs in a major league season. And I know he has had his struggles, but how many catchers do you see come up year 1, year 2?
Usually the offense is
really
typically, usually the offense is typically behind the defense, right? And we've seen Henry take such big strides defensively of recent. Just haven't quite seen the bat really get going, but we know it's in there.
Raleigh strikes out. The Pirates going to be entertaining the Cincinnati Reds this weekend, and on Sunday it's a 1:35 game. Kids 14 and younger get to take home an Eaton Park Smiley cookie, or eat it right there. It's while supplies last. Get your tickets at pirates.com. I'm used to a giveaway. You're not going to wait. You know, just keep it in my pocket. No, it's going to be gone before you get to your seat.
Who doesn't like a Smiley cookie?
That's right. Julio Rodriguez with a base hit, just second for the Mariners today. And one of the things that I was pointing out with Raleigh, now Raleigh came in Major League's first full season, hit 27 home runs, but he was about Henry's age now.
Right.
Henry came up much younger than Cal Raleigh did, so yeah, mid to late 20s. Maybe you see the catchers start to really figure it out, and hopefully Henry's going to have a really good second half.
It's kind of a a long-winded conversation too. You mentioned before about guys moving a lot faster through the minor leagues, and because there's less minor league teams, you blow through A ball, and you blow through double A ball. Well, guess what? You're very close to the big leagues. We see a lot of guys now with 500 at bats, 750 at bats, up to 1,200 at bats before they get to the big leagues. And the big leagues is a much different game. And a lot of times, pre basically 2 less teams and organizations, you pretty much had to hit every single level, and it was not easy. And it's much easier to struggle and make adjustments at the minor league level when things are a lot more controlled and the environments are not so much more tough, and you're trying to win right now. And so you do see a lot of that in today's game, guys coming up and maybe they dominate the minor leagues, and all of a sudden they go through a stretch and maybe they got to go down, or maybe they got to kind of adjust things to stay up here. And so it's not uncommon, as we're going to take a look at this one right here, Joe.
Oh, very close play. Nice tag by O'Hearn. Got in on the handle, 101, but muscled into right for a base hit.
Well, the first traffic outside of that first inning double by Cal Raleigh. Now for the Mariners, the second time through the order. And you always got to keep an eye on that guy on second base.
Well, normally I wouldn't say this, but a Rosarena candidate to be doubled up. It doesn't look like he's running very well coming off that hamstring concern.
When there's first pitch strikes for Bubba, we talked about that in the pregame. Filling up that strike zone, especially early in the game and early in the count. Try to be as efficient as you can. If the opposition, if the Mariners are all over it and barreling balls, then you kind of change course and maybe mix in more slider, breaking ball, changeup earlier in the count. but 8 of 14 is a good sign. Pitch count sitting at 43 here with 1 out in the top of the 4th.
He said after that start on Friday at Colorado that his execution to 2 strikes was probably the best that he's been in professional baseball, but he thought he could improve maybe his 2-strike pitches. Take a look at that today after that 2-strike hit by Naylor. Hard to quibble about 101, especially in on the hands a bit like it was. Working with 2 men on for the first time. There were no base runners except for Raleigh's double in the first inning.
And again, opportunistic base runners on base right now with 1 out. If you were looking to steal third, this would be the time to do it. Julio Rodriguez is 10 of 13 in the stolen base category. Josh Naylor with 14 himself.
Well, he didn't like his jump. I think he was entertaining that. And Naylor's a perfect trailing runner.
Right. Take a look at his primary lead here at first base. That's having the thought of the guy in front of me may take off, and if he does, I cannot be late with that jump.
Almost hit. 101 again from Chandler. There's only one starting pitcher in baseball that throws more 100-mile-per-hour pitches. That's The Miz, and it's way more. Runners will go back to tag. He's drawing the throw. It's a big second out for Bubba Chandler. Still in only 47 pitches here in the 4th. Really good power, but a lot of swing and miss typically. Instead of when we began the broadcast, Chandler talking about making the next pitch rather than thinking about the last pitch. And you can almost see him going through that process in his head right there. Okay, I missed with that pitch. I overthrew it. Now, what am I going to do here? Okay, what am I going to do here?
Turn the page. Really, see how deep they're playing Luke Raley. Big gaps. They got him played pretty much straight up in all 3 spots. And that's a great point. And on the offensive side of things, especially when things aren't necessarily going well, your swing doesn't feel great, you feel off, you have to constantly think that your next swing is your best swing. That's the thought process that you have to have at this level.
We're leaving a few of them up. It's 3-1 now. Shaking off one side. Would have had him picked off. And now the Mariners will advance.
Yeah, and there's 2 options when you have this pick play at second base. Do you do the inside move, or do you do the quick turn and throw? If you do the quick turn and throw like Bubba does right here, a guy takes off, you run the risk of the runner at second just taking off and not stopping like Julio Rodriguez just did. Now, if you do the inside move right there and you turn around and you see that he's taken off, obviously you can just throw the ball straight to third. So, unfortunate sequence of events.
A hit off of Rodriguez's helmet too on that throw. So that errant throw allowing Naylor to advance as a stolen base for Rodriguez, and now a walk that loads the bases with 2 outs. And back on Tuesday night, Pirates were enjoying a lead, and then Cole Young interrupted the party And guess what? He's to go ahead and run here. Tailing away from Mangum. Tough play. He's there. That was not easy. But Jake Mangum saved a couple of runs with that magnificent grab in center today. Pirates 3, Mariners nothing. Great play by Mangum with the bases loaded.
That was a potential 3-run swing of the bat by Cole Young. Not many guys can make that play that Jake Mangum just made.
Well, it's tailing away from him.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that that's easy to track it.
Well, fortunately, he is left-handed, so when he's, you get a little bit more space to your right side as an outfielder, as opposed to having to go to a ball to your backhand, which can sometimes be tricky if you're sliding or you're diving for a ball. Not that I'm saying a right-hander would not have made that play, but take a look at this. Hey, look how far he goes to get this ball. He's got a little bit more room for error when you slide or dive as a left-hander going to your right.
A terrific way to explain that. When you hear about route, I mean, I think the path that he took to the ball, I don't know if he could have been any cleaner with that. Right to it.
I mean, as far as route efficiency, very similar to that catch he made in last night's game.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he had to go dead straight back and reach back to catch that ball up against the wall.
Why did the Pirates win last night? They got great pitching. They had a lot of hitting, great hitting, and great defense. So far today.
Same things on display.
Yeah. I mean, they're facing a really tough pitcher. Well, since Miller was activated from the injured list in mid-May, he has the 5th lowest ERA in baseball in that time. Stop me if you've heard of Jacob Mizorowski or Logan Webb or Christopher Sanchez or Yamamoto. Those are the guys ahead of him. I mean, these are all stars, and so we don't see a lot of the Mariners, but Miller has pitched like a star. And the Pirates so far have gotten to him pretty decently. He has 7 strikeouts, but the Pirates have 3 runs.
No, he's definitely staying away from the fastball a little bit more the second time through the order. Starts Valdez off with 3 sweepers, then goes right to the split. And he doesn't use that split a ton against the righties. Only at 14%.
Valdez doesn't chase upstairs. Getting a second look at him now. Clock looking. Miller's 8th strikeout. Pirates will be welcoming in the Cincinnati Reds beginning tomorrow night, a 6:40 game. And before the game, Miller Lite happy hour from the time gates open up until first pitch. Pick up some tickets. Pirates.com/tickets. That's tomorrow night here at PNC Park. First at 3 against Cincinnati. Divisional action. Callahan trying to bunt his way out. And that'll draw in Crawford. Was it Gonzalez last night? Trying to lay down a bunt or a show bunt at least. Yeah. And then hit one right past Crawford.
Oldest trick in the book. Pull that third baseman in as a righty with either a fake bunt attempt or an unsuccessful bunt attempt, and the next one just try to hit it down there and see if you can sneak it past them. It's exactly what happened in last night's game. Led to a couple runs.
This time.
Yeesh.
Again, another 3-0, looking for a series win. Bubba Chandler trying to deliver. Callahan made a great play on Garver's line drive in the 3rd inning. That started the inning, and nothing doing for the Mariners that frame because of that great play to start. So Garver now is 0 for 26 in his career against the Pirates. How does that happen?
Water usually finds its level.
This guy has hit 30 home runs in a season. It's not some slouch, you know. I mean, this has been a guy that's been a prominent player in the major leagues. One of those oddities that take place every now and then. Well, he'll reach base. They'll consider that a win. That's the first walk today by, second walk by Chandler, excuse me. Walked Raley to load the bases in the 4th inning. But he's not had more than 2 since May the 22nd, so it's been a month. The walk rate's been a tick above average in that span the last month or so. For Chandler?
Well, certainly an important couple batters here for Bubba Chandler. His pitch count's at a really good spot, but you're about to hit the top of the lineup for the 3rd time with a runner on first base in a 3-run game. This is where you really want to find a way to execute something down the zone, maybe get a double play.
And that first time he bounced out to second. Nice firm one hopper. Just missed inside. I wonder if a pitcher's ever tempted to keep that ball and then throw 2 at the same time. I wonder what the penalty would be for that.
I don't know if that's in the rule book. To be honest.
I don't know if anyone's tried that in the last 150 years or so. I'll ask Walkie tomorrow. He's probably got an answer for me.
He got an answer for everything.
Yeah.
And he can change your tires, brakes, oil.
It is magnificent what he can do.
I heard he worked up at Big Tom Callahan's place in Sandusky, Ohio.
He did.
Too. Met young Ty Callahan.
All the way to the big leagues. Amazing. Now 3-2. That slider didn't slide.
Yeah, it feels like this is an important batter right here to get or to at least attack in this 3-2 count.
Trying the fastball but loses him. So the 8-9 hitters walk. And like you said, 3rd time through now. Do the Mariners have a better beat on Chandler? Bill Murphy is the Pirates pitching coach. Seeing that command begin to leave him. You can stream Pirates games at home or on the go with S&P 360. Just go to getsnp360.com or scan the QR code Log in with your provider and get direct access to live games, plus all the Pittsburgh sports content you love. We saw this starting on the road trip, that as soon as Murphy reaches the mound, that the plate umpire makes his way to the mound, so as to be fair to the other team, not giving the Pirates any more time out. Just most of it is spent in transit. Edwin Moscoso working the plate today. Gets a ground ball, but it sneaks through. Garver's going to try to score. And the Mariners are on the board. J.P. Crawford with the RBI single.
Yeah, you just felt like the leadoff walk was one thing of the eight-hole hitter, and then the 9-hole hitter walking again. You can almost live with the 9-hole hitter getting a hit in a 3-2 count as opposed to a walk, because once you turn that lineup over, especially for the third time, the hitters start to have much more of an advantage. Now Bubba's going to have to buckle down here.
Facing a guy who struck 60 home runs last year and has doubled today. Raleigh hooking this ball foul. Hit the cone.
Did hit the cone. Yeah, that's our cone. Easy.
Oh, that's like how you start a war right there. Come on.
Sheesh.
Can you imagine someone broke off one of the prongs of the trident? You're lucky, Cal Raleigh.
It's like I think it was T.J. Hushmanzada stepped on the terrible towel. That's bad karma.
Well, you're going to get a nasty changeup. That's what you're going to get. I always thought he had a good changeup last year, and we don't see it a lot. That was a really good one. Running away. Then the heat upstairs. Wow.
Big pitch right there from Bubba.
Executed when he needed to.
Sure did. Change up away, then goes with the fastball at the top of the zone. You see that ball just rising. And I know as a hitter, Cal Raleigh's thinking, well, if I get a fastball up right here, let me see if I can get something at least to the outfield to drive it in.
And they go around the horn for the double play. Wonderfully done by Bubba Chandler.
Last night said KG brings great energy to the field. It's a blast to watch him play, and funny to see KG walk in that clubhouse last night, Joe, and think he was actually the youngest guy in there still.
It's a testament to what he's accomplished in the major leagues already. Triolo out for the first time today. Henry Davis, his first time up. He's the reason the Pirates have the lead right now.
This is a big swing of the bat, an 1-2 count. Bryce Miller misses his spot, and Henry Davis makes him pay with a 2-run home run right center field. And a nice big smile on his face. Love to see him get a heater.
Showing bunt after the home run. And Hannah, what's he been doing with that bat?
He's been using a torpedo bat, guys. This is something he started doing, he told me, when he hit that home run against the Cubs back in May. He said the suggestion for him to use it seemed like people were telling him he's a good candidate for one this offseason, but they had to hold off until they had more data from the year to make the official switch to it. Since he's been using it now, though, he told me the contact quality is something he's gone up. He was popping out a lot of balls, kind of like he did there, but from hitting the balls more toward the handle. So moving the barrel down has actually helped a lot with the way the contact is for him, and he's going to feel like he's going to see more of those balls fall like he did with that homer. But against the Cubs, he actually said the first time he used it, his brain told him, I missed it. But then he said, oh, that's nice. So he's getting more comfortable with it too, and was happy he could get some bats. But until he was able to get his own, he was actually borrowing Spencer Horwitz's and Joey Bart's. So now that he has his own, maybe we'll see that confidence start to come with it too.
I hope he ordered more than one.
He did. He got them eventually.
Okay, good, because he just broke one. So.
He said Slugger helped him out with that. They got them to him pretty quickly.
All right, good. So 1 out of 2 is not bad when you've homered and driven in 2. Mangum is a +2 today with his diving catch with the bases loaded earlier. Always got those wheels, but a fine play on the other side by.
It's awesome, but he got to throw out the Pirates' first pitch today as well, and he looked pretty smooth doing that too. What can't he do? But I got to go up and spend some time with him in the suite just a little bit ago and ask him about making the cut at the U.S. Open last week, which seemed to be a great experience. We also talked about the Masters and what that was like for him, but just in general, I said, guys in the big leagues want to make their debut. You got to be tour bound last year, and he had talked about the comparison for that and how cool it was to have that news break to him by another Pittsburgh native and Pat McAfee on that show. So there was a ton of excitement surrounding that. But Joe, you have some competition with keeping score and keeping stats, because right now he and his dad, Neil, as well, are sitting there keeping scorebooks. They keep the scorebook for every baseball game that they come to. He's been doing it since he was a kid, and they kind of keep it as a relic at home, which was so cool to hear about. So he's a big baseball fan, obviously a really great golfer, and was excited to be here today.
He's got himself an iron, so you know that he's one of us. That's right. Having a good time at the ballpark.
Yeah, big fan of Neil Shipley. I think he's going to have a terrific career. And yes, look, he's got the pencil in hand.
And it's spacing as well, or water.
Yeah,
responsible.
Yeah. And my only critique is he could probably use a pen. If he was a professional bookkeeper, he'd go with
He's
a
a
pen.
professional golfer.
Oh, sorry.
You didn't listen. So Sisk has been getting up, and they got a string of 4 out of 5 lefties coming up here, and so that's going to be it for Chandler. 5 1/3, and we're presented by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Service you could see, experts you can trust.
Well, with the string of 3 out of the next 4 batters being left-handed, at least if there's no pinch hitters, in comes Evan Sisk. Try to keep this game where it's at with 1 out at the top of the 6th.
Ahead strike 1 on Luke Raley. So Chandler 5 1/3, and would get the win if the Pirates can hold it throughout. Raley almost never faces lefties too, but by making a move in the 6th inning, that puts Dan Wilson in a spot. Well, am I going to pitch hit?
Yeah, he's going to make some decisions, especially with your catcher, a right-handed hitter coming up as well.
The other catchers in the game.
I don't even know. Do they have a third? I don't think they have a third catcher on the roster, do they?
Not a
True
unless
catcher.
it's an emergency. I guess Ref Schneider would probably go back there if somebody got hurt. But Dan Wilson was a catcher. Ineligible to play today. Raley just 2 out of 16 against left-handed pitchers this year. The one big hitter that they have on their bench is left-handed, Canzone. Sometimes the game could be won in the 6th inning. We'll find out. A base hit. Only the 3rd all year off a lefty for Luke Raley. Bubba Chandler. He is the North Star Chevrolet Buick and GMC star of the game.
He did throw the ball well, Joe. Kind of continued what he did well in Colorado as far as weak contact and limiting damage. You see how excited he was right there. That was a huge inning last inning to get through and grind through for him.
Sisk trying to hold the lead.
I was keeping an eye on Rosarena. He's got 19 stolen bases on the season. Coming off an injury, lower body injury, coming into this series. So I'm not sure if he's still easing his way into it, but pay attention to him nonetheless.
The teams have run on Sisk. Interestingly, though, they're 4 out of 10 trying to steal against him. So they've run a lot, but they have not been successful a lot. And he's picked off a couple of guys. Takes a little while to twirl for him.
And with most lefties, especially if you're on first base, you're going to go first move, and you're just hoping, that he doesn't throw over. And if he does, to your point, it takes him a little while. You're talking about second base, but it does take him a little while to throw to first base too. So if you go and he throws over to first, you're taught with guys like that, just go in a straight line and go as fast as you can and hope that it takes a while, and you might be able to beat the throw from first to second.
Cole Young with the go-ahead home run on Tuesday night in the Mariners' 1-run victory. He batted as the go-ahead run in the 4th inning, and Mangum made a terrific play. And Young batted with the bases loaded, diving catch, saved at least a pair of runs. Young again in that spot here. Sisk going to get one out. Slow developing ground ball.
Oh, good job by Tyler Callahan getting that out at second base with a 2-run lead. Now a single doesn't score 2. Going to have Mitch Garver. We got to get out here. He's walked, and he lined out in the second.
First right-handed batter that Sisk faces. And Garver hit by the pitch to load the bases.
It was kind of fortunate that did hit him. That ball had backstop written all over it. Watch how far in this ends up. Dan Wilson is just hoping that his catcher is okay, as you just mentioned. Cal Raleigh, the other catcher, DHing today.
He's limping. Yeah, well, would Raleigh have to get in and catch? If you use the DH and have him play the field, then you lose that DH for the rest of the game. The pitcher would have to bat, or a pinch hitter. It would be just the old National League style rules. Garver seeing if he can stay in there. Raleigh's not taking anything for granted. It's like when you go to the office, you think it's going to be an easy day. Oh.
Spilled coffee on my shirt.
It's my favorite tie. So right now, at least, Garver can continue. Number 9 hitting Colt Emerson, the 20-year-old shortstop of the Mariners. Against lefties, hitting just .111. And so because Sisk brought in the 6th inning, kind of daring Dan Wilson to pinch hit. Too early to do so. Triolo is there, and Sisk bends but doesn't break. The Pirates still in the lead. By Google Cloud. 19 home runs, and you see he's able to hit the ball so well.
Yeah, and he loves to pull the ball. That's his bread and butter. He's does such a good job of getting up on the plate and pulling it properly, pulling it not with topspin but with backspin. And that's so important, especially in this ballpark and especially in this division too. So many of the ballparks like Chicago, shorter right center, obviously Cincinnati, Milwaukee. The only true right field, depth is in St. Louis. His bat and his setup works perfectly for this division.
You credit the Pirates for acquiring him. He's hit over 30 home runs a couple of different seasons. 2 of his first 8 seasons playing more than 110 games. And so part of the reason, sneak him in as the DH today, get him off his feet once in a while, keeping that bat in the lineup. Got that scare a few weeks ago when he fouled the ball off his knee.
Well, and somewhat surprisingly, Bryce Miller, this is 81st pitch of the game. Feels like he should have a lot more, especially with all the strikeouts that he has. But he's been pretty darn efficient outside of those 2 home runs, one off of bat of Lau and the 2-run home run off the bat of Henry Davis.
He was at 60 pitches through 3 innings, and then a 12-pitch 4th and a 5-pitch 5th inning, enabling him to get that pitch count right and pitch at least into the 6th. Hasn't gone beyond 6 innings in any start so far this year. Lau is strikeout number 10 for Miller. And that's the difference home runs make. Pirates have hit 2 home runs and they have the lead.
Oh, the rare split that ends up at the top part of the zone. You see the reaction by Lau, like, that's not supposed to be up there. If he was looking for it, he certainly was looking for it down in the zone.
Last night, Ashcraft, 10 strikeouts and no walks. Pirates win easily. Today, Bryce Miller, 10 strikeouts, no walks. Mariners are trailing.
When the Mariners to this point have left 8 men on base to the Pirates 1 and just haven't been able to come through with that clutch hit. Kind of like what the Pirates did in game 1 of this series.
And kind of like what the Mariners did last night. They were 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position in yesterday's game.
It goes back to that conversation you and I had yesterday about at the end of most games you look at hits with 2 strikes, hits with runners on base and with runners in scoring position, and taking advantage and obviously getting good pitching. When you add all those things up, typically the team that's better in those categories is the one that wins the game.
Reynolds already with a hit today, extending the hitting streak to 15 games. The on-base streak goes to 30 straight contests. And remember, on Friday in Colorado, he saw 1 pitch. Came in as a pinch hitter, saw 1 pitch, base hit, RBI. Everything continues on.
He's basically, if he hits a double here, his OPS is probably going to be above 900, which is really remarkable.
Vintage. Look at over the hitting streak, hitting at .411. Nearly a run batted in every game. He's moved up to the top 10 in runs batted in. Came into today 2nd in the National League in on base percentage and 7th in OPS. Gabe Spire has not appeared in the series. Lights out lefty. And that split figure registers strikeout number 11 for Miller.
This split has given his Pirate hitters a lot of trouble. He didn't use it a lot early in the game. As you see, Yohan Ramirez getting possibly prepared for the top of the 7th. But that split is such an effective pitch off of the fastball if you can keep it in good spots. And we've seen him, for the most part, keep it down. But even that strikeout to Reynolds and the strikeout to Lau before that, they were elevated. Those are usually the ones that get hit, so that clearly has some deception to it as well.
That is going to stay fair and dead in for a base hit. The ball stopped, and Gonzalez picks up a hit that way.
When it's going good, it's going good. Nick Gonzalez been hovering around 300 the entire season, hitting 295 going to this at bat. You got to have a few of these right here go in your favor to hit 300. Here comes Dan Wilson.
He was at first before anybody could get there. The Mariners manager talking it over, but he had already signaled for the lefty. Spire coming on with Ryan, and get discounts on gas. Join for free at club1rewards.cochrane.com. Having some fun on a Thursday afternoon. Pirates in the lead. O'Hearn gives that one a ride. One pitch, one out for Spire on in relief. Pitched well when he needed to today.
Oh.
Was he out of the box when he made contact with the batted ball? I guess it's ruled a foul ball. That's what all the hooting and hollering was about.
Let's take a look at the replay. Trying to take it with him. Non-reviewable play, right, Joe?
Yeah. Yeah, that back foot. Yeah, that back foot still on the chalk line at the front of the batter's box. If it was not, then he would be ruled out. With J.P. Crawford at the plate, let's take a look at our Penn West University educating you. So if I asked you who's played the most games at shortstop in Seattle Mariners history, would it be this guy? It's J.P. Crawford. It's not Alex Rodriguez. I saw that today. I was shocked. But yeah, he's played the most games at short of any Mariner in the franchise's history. Wearing number 3.
Fitting.
I should give him number 6. That's why Connor Griffin got number 6, right?
Yeah, of course.
The shortstop. And good to see Connor Griffin in the dugout, not activated, but began that rehab assignment yesterday in Altoona and came out of it well.
And of course, scheduled off day today for him. Was able to shoot back from Altoona and get his continuous rehab work in the training room.
Raleigh so far this year, lesser hitter from the right side. Doubled in the first, but still just 168 for the season, and an oblique injury earlier.
Yeah, the slug has been very apparent. 8 home runs and 5 doubles on the season to go along with 32 hits. It's been a tough first half of the season for Cal Raleigh, but you know at some point he's going to get hot, and you don't want to be on the opposing side of that. I don't think we've seen an ABS challenge yet today, have we?
Well, if I haven't seen one, I know you haven't seen one.
No, you got brain of an elephant. You don't forget anything.
I didn't remember that. But thanks for thinking so. So you got a right-handed batter coming up after the walk to Raleigh. What does Donna Kelly want to do here?
He's waiting, and here he comes.
And Ramirez, who we showed you earlier, was warming right-hander. So you want right on right, and more of a ground ball guy too. So we'll see. Pirates baseball on SMP is presented by Highmark, the official health plan of the Pirates, because life. Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield. By your Western PA Chevy dealers, Chevrolet, the best-selling brand in Pittsburgh. And by Levin Furniture and Mattress, Pittsburgh's #1 furniture and mattress store. Pirates pen keeping the lead. Sisk is done now. Johan Ramirez here in this 2-run game in the 7th.
Here comes Johan. His 34th game, 43 2/3 innings, just under a 4 ERA, 48 strikeouts in those 43 2/3. Looking to keep this game right where it's at. Double play situation. Let's see if he gets that two-seam going with the righty hitting and a lefty on deck.
Pulled off the breaking ball. Last 6 games, Ramirez has allowed 1 hit. It was a single. 9 innings, no runs.
You have to be careful with Julio Rodriguez. He swung at every first pitch in this game so far. He had himself a single and a stolen base in the 4th inning. But he is a mistake hitter and always ready in any count.
Breaking ball got big there.
Well, this is a situation with Johan as well. He's been throwing the ball lately, and you obviously consider this high leverage. Don't try to overthrow that slider like he did those last 2 pitches. Just try to execute. Your stuff plays, both the sinker, the two-seam, and the slider.
It's a ground ball, diving stop. Gonzalez will get an out on a great play at third.
Boy, is that a big play at third base by Nick Gonzalez. Probably going to have a tough time getting this out at first base on Julio Rodriguez, and the slower-footed Cal Raleigh going from first to second smartly gets up and makes a solid throw to second.
The hot corner. Gonzalez keeping the runner at first. That's Rodriguez now. Base runners haven't really stolen off Ramirez just once all year in 2 attempts.
Johan fairly quick to home plate.
Naylor with a single back in the 4th.
You can always kind of tell with Johan Ramirez, if he can get that backdoor slider to the lefty he's going and keeping it on that edge for strikes, it makes his life a whole lot easier throwing that fastball off of it. Hit with 1 and miss with 2 right there.
Now 3-1 on Naylor, who has homered both times he's faced Johan Ramirez in his career. And he'll walk here. I wonder if any of that enters a pitcher's mind. Mason Montgomery, the left-hander, getting up for the Pirates.
And he'd be getting ready for Luke Raley, who's on deck, and Cole Young, who's in the hole, if it were to get there.
By rule, Ramirez has to face 1 more hitter anyway, and that hitter is Arozarena. Just coming off the IL in this series. Ramirez always tough to hit, but once in a while walks or hit batters pop up, a little wildness. When it has come down to needing to get the guys, he has the lowest opposing batting average with runners in scoring position in all of baseball, just 125 against Ramirez. When you get that guy at second and or third, seldom does he allow a hit.
Bill Murphy going to try to slow things down here after.
He's doing a good job of it.
After Johan walked Josh Naylor and goes 2-0 here to Randy Arozarena. Also gives Mason Montgomery a little bit extra time to get himself prepared down there. Chances are this is last batter for Ramirez.
And this week on Bucks Bounty, Stephen Brault and Jordy Mercer talk about Connor Griffin starting that rehab assignment. And the red-hot Brian Reynolds flourishing in June. That new episode of Bucks Bounty debuts tomorrow at 5 p.m. right here on Sportsnet Pittsburgh and always streaming on SNP 360. Connor Griffin in the house. A couple of Mariners traversing the bases. Get Arozarena and you take a lead into the stretch.
And you wonder if Randy Arozarena has the green light right here.
Tried to really muscle up in that fastball. A couple of walks. So 3 walks in the inning, 1 by Sisk, 2 by Ramirez. And we've got a pitching change here. So Donnie Kelly wanted the lefty Montgomery for Raley.
The hand, that huge catch in center field, the bases loaded. This big double play to get out of a jam by Bubba Chandler. And of course, in this inning.
And think about that, if that ball had gone into left field. So Mason Montgomery, sacks packed, Refsnyder pinch hitting.
Valvoline numbers for Mason Montgomery for 31st game for him, 29 2/3, 40 strikeouts in those 29 2/3. Big spot here.
The last time that Chandler started, it was Montgomery coming on in the 8th inning. He ended up getting tacked with the loss. Trying to pick up his teammates here today. Well, Refsnyder, a very light hitter, but Raley seldom bats against lefties, but he did last inning and got a hit. Miles an hour, but ball 2. 2-2. Nowhere to put him.
Second time we've seen Montgomery in this series through clean inning in game 1 of this series.
A little lob shot to left. And Montgomery is going to leave him full. Pirates still at 4:30 here on Sportsnet Pittsburgh and always streaming on SNP 360. So Spire faces one hitter, and now Edward Bizzardo coming on to pitch.
Bizzardo, there's his numbers, 38th game, 35 1/3, just over a 2 ERA. Second time we've seen him in this series as well.
Victor Robles will take over in right field after the pinch hitter Refsnyder batted for Raley.
Not thrilled about this pitch, Valdez.
He'll challenge that one. He can't believe it. Our first ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile. T-Mobile brings this to you. It doesn't look like a strike.
Pittsburgh has one challenge remaining.
That ball moves so much. Bizarre. How do you think you would have fared with the ABS challenge as a hitter?
Not very well up and down, but left and right, I think I would have done pretty well.
That's a great point. You think about up and down, because it may have changed this year from last year for certain hitters. You know, if you get a longer torso or longer legs, and percentages might be a little bit off.
Well, the vantage point for a hitter on a ball that potentially clips just the top of the zone, and it almost looks like it's neck level, you know, just from your home plate batting perspective. And now all it has to do is just nip the top of the zone for it to technically be a strike.
So you can have almost an entire ball above the strike zone be a strike. So Bizzardo has come on and gotten the first 2 men out.
Triolo thinks that nipped him. Let's see.
Ooh, so close. Even if it hits that elbow guard, the Pirates will challenge this. Why not in the 7th inning?
Pittsburgh is challenging the non-hit by pitch call.
And so beginning in the 8th inning, teams can ask for a crew chief review. Might as well use it in the 7th through challenge.
Let's see if you can. Looked like it may have nipped the very bottom of that left arm guard he's wearing.
If there's any evidence that the ball changed direction, the umpires may overturn this.
Oh man, is that close?
Look at the revolution of the ball. Does it change at all? That's what the umpires in New York are looking at right now. Whatever their decision is, they'll relay it to the umpires here, and they just tell everybody else what they decide in New York. We'll find out from Vic Carapazza, the crew chief.
After review, the call on the field stands. It is not a hit by pitch. Pittsburgh loses their challenge.
Again, the Pirates beginning next inning can ask for a crew chief review if they see anything else.
Well, chances are, if this was called a hit by pitch, and the Mariners would have challenged it, it probably would have stayed the same, right?
Yeah,
usually how a lot of those go that are that close.
Nothing definitive either way. I just got to hit your way on, and Triolo's already done that today ahead of the Davis home run. Davis hitting a 2-run opposite field home run. That's the difference in this game right now. Emerson. Pirates go in order against Bizzardo in the 7th.
Have a hard hit.
Billy Cook now in the game in center field for the Pirates. He'll take over from Valdez, and Mangum is now in left field where Reynolds resided. He will swing over to right field. So Cook in for Valdez in the batting order. Montgomery got the final out last inning. So the Mariners, just like yesterday, they were 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position. They are again today, and the Mariners have left the bases loaded in 3 separate innings.
I was just about to say that Pirates have been able to wiggle their way out of 3 bases loaded situations. Now they're going to have to be airtight for these last 6 outs, even with a 2-run lead.
The Pirates have walked 6. And are being out hit and are leading this game even after Bryce Miller struck out 11 and walked none. All the more reason you go get power over the winter, and that's what the Pirates did that, and they hit 2 home runs today, and that's why they have the lead. And a strikeout to start the 8th. But that strikeout presented by Coppers, protecting what matters, preserving the future.
Big outs there, Joe. You mentioned the walks, especially the last couple innings by Pirates pitchers. To get 2 here in a row pretty quickly, very, very good sign. Now you got 2 lefties in a row coming up.
Well, this Pirates bullpen, maligned for about 6 weeks, they have started to turn things around. And Montgomery got off to a great start this year, maybe a little bumpy in that stretch as well. A lot of teams maybe have 1 lefty down there. The Pirates have 3, and all 3 guys can get lefties out. And that's just gratuitously taking up a spot in a variety of different looks too. Emerson faced Sisk last time. That's way different than facing Montgomery. And he just dispatches him. What a slider. 1-2.
Hit a baseball since he was 8 years old. He was really impressed. The furthest ball he might have hit was about 250 feet. I asked Henry, was the deal if he came to hit BP, now you have to get on stage and sing? Before I could even finish, he said, I'm not singing, but we don't need him to sing, Joe. We just need him to keep doing that.
Well, how about Henry Davis? Maybe his neighbor giving him some good luck. How about Henry Davis today? He hits an opposite field home run and now pulls a double.
Oh, so good to see. 2 for 3 with a 2-run home run in this game so far today. And it just feels like this, if the Pirates would be able to execute this and get this run across, it would be a nice boost going into the top of the 9th inning.
6 total bases today. 9-hitter up and out. Can you produce the run now? Trying to.
On this situation, Jake Mangum trying to get this bunt down as we see Gregory Soto getting himself ready, trying to get this bunt down to 3rd base. Make J.P. Crawford come in so you can get that runner to 3rd base.
Do it that way. You're not supposed to abandon the bag. Crawford made a mistake.
How heady of a play right there is that by Henry Davis? Now your chances of getting this run in have gone way up. He didn't even hesitate. That was fantastic execution by Henry Davis.
Super smart.
The infield's going to be drawn in now.
So he gets a stolen base, and now you steal a deal. Scan on screen for $25 off at Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Super smart play. And all the more important with Mangum striking out. Still in okay position with 1 out.
Let's see how Dan Wilson and Alex Hoppe want to handle this situation with Brandon Lau up. You got the hottest hitter in all of baseball for the month of June hitting behind you. If with first base open, a fly ball hitter in Brandon Lau. My guess is they're having a discussion. Try to execute something, but make sure it's a perfect pitch. If you get behind, worst case scenario, you put him on first base. Then again, you got to deal with Ryan Reynolds sitting on deck.
Well, the Mariners not chasing a 2-run deficit. They put in Hoppy, a rookie. Very little big league experience. So the Pirates can extend their lead here in the 8th. First pitch slider.
And again, runner on third, less than 2 outs, or 1 out, I should say. A lot of times, guys going to be on contact.
Contact. Pirates add to the lead on the second RBI today for Brandon Lau.
Brandon Lau picking him up. Huge swing of the bat. They said that 3-run lead feels like a terrific cushion. Hoppy did not want that pitch there. Brandon Lau made him pay for it.
Getting to see him for a second time in this series. And Davis with that stolen base, you know, with 1 out at second base. You know, does he score? You know, you don't know. From third base easily. So Davis, smart play and good hitting from Brandon Lau. Reynolds doubled off Hoppy yesterday. And that wild pitch puts Lau into scoring position.
Going to go back to that stolen base of third by Henry Davis. I think the inexperience of J.P. Crawford as a third baseman was something that really cost them on that play, because as a third baseman, for any of you young kids playing third base out there in a bunt situation that you know it's coming to you at third, you want to make sure you open yourself up so that you can see the runner at second and the runner home. You do not want to commit until you see that ball down.
3-0 now on Reynolds. And Davis alertly recognized that and took off and got into that abandoned base. First game in Davis's career, a homer and a steal in the same game. And Reynolds accepts a walk. He's been on base 2 times today. Adding to his great on base percentage. Came in at .404 starting the day today. That'll go up. Pirates adding an important insurance run here in the 8th. Right now still will be a save situation for Soto. If it gets to 4, it would not be. Mariners won the first game of the series. Pirates won big last night. And starting to inch away from the Mariners here late in this one. Mariners in first place in the American League West. Now 2-1 on Nick Gonzalez. gets another hit, he'd have his 30th multi-hit game of the season.
And I think you mentioned 344 average with runners on this year. Has him ranked 7th in all of baseball. 44 hits with runners on. Good for 4th. Who do you want up in this situation?
He's been so good. Now, he and Reynolds have been the two top Pirates in these situations. Right at the bag this time. Gonzalez beats out the back end, keeping the inning alive.
We saw him do this in a potential double play yesterday. Nick Gonzalez in that huge 5-run inning gets himself out of the box well.
Just ahead of the throw. O'Hearn with 4 hits yesterday. Drove in 3. Base hit. Reynolds waved home. O'Hearn with the run batted in. And another important insurance run. The Pirates adding on 2 here in the 8th.
Ryan O'Hearn just steady as can be. I mean, didn't have a hit going to this at bat, had a couple strikeouts. You know, when it comes to crunch time, he's going to give you a good swing of the bat. And again, Nick Gonzalez beating out that potential double play inning ending. Double play ends up leading to another run.
Pitcher called the ball. The catcher has challenged.
Billy Cook at bat. Garver wants to take a look.
The call confirms Seattle has 1 challenge remaining.
That's not close or anything. No. It's within the margin of error of the system, which is said to be 1/6 of an inch. Cook with an RBI chance here. Doesn't bat that often. Doesn't have a RBI in the big leagues since the 24 season. That's a deep center. Pirates add on 2, extend the lead to 5-1. It's tomorrow night. And we'll have the coverage for you beginning of game 1 at 5:30 right here on Sportsnet Pittsburgh. Meanwhile, trying to win a series. 3 outs away, and it's up to Gregory Soto.
Soto, 34th game for him, 32 1/3 innings, 3.34 ERA.
Facing the top of the order.
Soto 11-14 in the save category.
And 1 out. The Pirates with some long balls, some insurance runs. Good pitching from Bubba Chandler. The bullpen looks like it's turning the corner.
Yeah, even in game 1 that the Pirates lost, the bullpen looked sharp. And last night, of course, 11-1 victory. Now just 2 outs to take 2 or 3 in this series.
Trying to turn things around after a 3-3 road trip. Defend home turf. Got the Reds coming to town. Trying to make up some more ground. Pirates enter today 10 back. Trying to get back into that wild card picture. And this is game number 81 today, so the Pirates with a win get back over 500. They have not been above 500 at the 81 game marker, the midpoint of the season, since 2015. That was the last year the Pirates qualified for the postseason. Might that be in store for this year? It'll be fun to find out. Two and two on Cal Raleigh.
Ooh.
Davis will challenge.
Pitcher's called the ball. Catcher has challenged.
The old stage of the game. Why not? Oh.
The call is confirmed. Pittsburgh has no challenge remaining.
Look how close that was. Count stays full on Cal Raleigh. Pirates bullpen today has allowed one hit. There's a single to the first batter that anyone faced. Another strikeout.
Really nice sequence right here. Has a previous slider fouled off, throws him another one. Looked like Cal Raleigh was looking for the fastball off of that last slider. The Mariners down to their last out.
And Pirates manager Donnie Kelly on the precipice of career win number 100. A couple of strikes away. No on the appeal. 1 and 2 on Julio Rodriguez. Gonna go foul. Trying to win it for Bubba Chandler and for Donnie Kelly. Trying to be at the helm for the latest postseason run for the Pirates. This would be something if they could get back over today and keep it going this way. A strike away now.
Soto sticking with that fastball. With the slider to Cal Raleigh. You see a guy late like this, Julio Rodriguez, who typically either want to go down and in below the strike zone with the slider or up and in with the fastball.
Pirates added on 2 runs in the 8th to make it a 4-run cushion. One more strike. Julio Rodriguez will not oblige easily. Out to center. Billy Cook's got it, and the Pirates have themselves a series win. Back-to-back really well-played ball games, and that is encouraging for this team in this second half of the season coming up. Are they going to make the postseason? Well, they're looking good in these last two games.
That's exactly what you wanted them to see coming back home from a West Coast trip. 3-3 on the West Coast trip. Weren't able to pull out game one of this series, and then played two really clean baseball games in games 2 and 3. And especially today in a lower scoring affair with a Bryce Miller on the mound for the M's. He did a really nice job, struck out 11 batters with the Pirates, found ways, 2 home runs early in the game, and then that 8th inning finding a way to push 2 more runs across.
And congratulations to Donnie Kelly with win number 100, and he'll tell you that it's all about the players, all about the coaching staff, the support staff. He'll defer, and it is a team effort. But Henry Davis, a big part of it today. I mean, if he does anything like this in the second half, this is a different team.
Yeah, and there's no doubt, and we're inching closer to getting more healthy, especially on the offensive side of things. But when you have guys, especially the bottom of the order today, 3 runs in today from the bottom half of the order, the bottom third of the order between Jared Triolo and Henry Davis. Good things, and now you got the Cincinnati Reds coming into town this weekend.